Hello, hello. I wanted to make time to do a little introductory video for this channel. As you might have noticed, we changed the name of the channel to Tripartite Importations, and obviously always under directives of God. As I haven't really given you all the information as to how this YouTube channel came about, but the short version is he put me out to it, the Lord Himself, and so I struggled a little bit for a while because I was like, "Are you sure?" Because I really don't like cameras, and I really don't like my face out there, and I don't think I sound smart, so I struggle. I was like Moses a little bit. But anyways, so I went into a dry fast for 3 days, trying to get more directives as it pertained to this YouTube channel and everything else that the Lord has called me to do, and I wanted to be sure what to name it and that it was something that He would be pleased with. So on day 3 of my dry fast, it just dropped in my spirit. I was like, tripartite importation. I thought it was a little odd of a name. Um, if it had been my choice, I'd be like, okay, learning about Jesus with Evelyn. Something a little bit more catchy, but we're here to serve. So with that being said, I wanted also to apologize because I have not continued to do videos. I wanted to take a beat, connect with the Lord, and make sure that whatever I did next was in line with what He asked me to do. But while I was doing that, my mother got sick, and so I didn't have childcare. And now my kiddos are a little under the weather, but it doesn't matter. Okay, we're here. We are doing well, and we thank God for everything. The Bible says to be thankful in everything, not just when we are doing well, but also when we're going through trials and tribulations. So I'm grateful. So one of the things I wanted to say is that this is a Christian channel. If you haven't realized that yet, now you know. But while the targeted audience is people who are disciples of Jesus Christ, this is also a channel that would be open to people who love God and who want to draw near God. So if you're searching, if you're trying to figure out, okay, what is about this Jesus character, we're here for you. So there's going to be a lot of topics that are going to be Bible based to enrich you spiritually. But then we're also going to focus, a lot of the topics that we're going to talk about are going to be addressing not only spiritual aspects of who we are, but it's also going to be addressing health issues from our physical body as well as mental health issues. And so just to give you a little background on me, as your host, I have a background. I'm a Christian. I am a PK. If you don't know what a PK is a pastor's kid, meaning that my father was a pastor and I grew up in a Christian home. So I deviated once I hit my 20s. I deviated because I wanted to have fun, and I did my thing for a little while, and then approximately a year ago, I came back. I gave my life to the Lord, and so I'm here to serve. Okay, and I'm happy that in such pivotal time in my life, the Lord knocked on my door, and I am back. Needless to say, we are going to be navigating different topics and new things for me from the perspective of somebody who grew up in church. A lot of the things that the Lord has been dealing with me are things that I'm going to be exploring here. So when you truly hear me saying that I've been struggling, or that the Lord has been talking to me about certain things, such as the topic of forgiveness, I truly mean that. I'm going to be growing before your very eyes. So give me some grace. I know that we all have things that we need to deal with. So that is going to be my trajectory, and everything that you hear here, it's because I want to make sure that it's because the Lord has put it in my heart to share with you. So another thing is that I am a counselor therapist. So I have credentials to do that. I have a master's in social work. I also have a master's in nutrition. And so because I'm a Christian and I believe that we need to be enriched spiritually, we're going to be talking about those things. And because I'm a nutritionist, I'm going to be talking about healthy habits and things like that. And also, as a counselor, I want to address mental health issues. The Lord created us as three parts: physical body, our our spiritual body, our spiritual men, and also our soul. And a lot of people are like, okay, well, what's the soul? We talk about it in church all the time, but essentially, your soul is your mind, your will, your intellect. And so those are the things that we're going to be addressing. I firmly believe that the Lord wants us to be whole. And while in church we get a lot of information about our spiritual man and how to fortify our physical man, sometimes we don't hear so much about to take care of our physical well-being, and we don't hear, let alone mental health issues. It's like this thing that we don't want to touch. Sometimes at church, certain pastors and certain believers will be very open to talking about it, and it's becoming more and more prevalent that people that are walking with the Lord are talking about it. Before, growing up in the church, I never heard of it. If there was any mental health issue, there was always, an assumption that there was some sort of possession or some demon or something. So having this new approach now gives us the opportunity to address it and talk about it openly. So another thing I wanted to say is that a lot of times when people are going through stuff, difficult times, they think that they are alone and that this is only me. We're going to be talking about motherhood, children, things that are everyday. And so just rest assured that whatever it is, the issue that you're going through, you're not alone, okay? You're not alone in that walk. And one of the examples that I can find in the Bible is in First King chapter 19. Is the story about Elijah. After he had such a tremendous victory, he went into hiding. He was scared because Jezebel was after him and he was scared. Okay, and the Lord told him that he was not alone, that there was 7,000 others just like him. So with that being said, I just want to encourage you to understand that if there's something difficult that you're going through, that it is okay to, be open to the idea that there might be more people out there going through it than you might think. So we would encourage a lot of behavior modification therapy, trauma-informed counseling. Again, just because you're a believer and just because the Lord delivered you from things and you are a disciple of Jesus Christ, that does not make you exempt to mental health issues, to trauma, to being oppressed by, or to be tormented by ongoing thoughts and situations. So another thing that I wanted to do in line with that is to have other people present different topics, because while I have a few areas where I can be of great assistance and I can have some information, I believe that having people who have a specific expertise, whether it's health professionals, whether it's another mental health professional, because I don't know everything, obviously. So it would be good to have other people, godly people, on this channel sharing things with us. Proverbs 11:14, the second part of it, and I would say 14b says, "But in the multitude of counselors there is safety." And the Amplified Version, which I like very much, says, "But in the abundance of wise and godly counselors there is victory." So because of that, we will have other people here. I'm still praying on it to see what are the people that God has chosen to share some of this information with us. So stay tuned, and please forgive me for the very long absence. But we will be here. We'll be picking up the pace. You be well. Take care of yourself, and especially if your parents taking care of kiddos, we tend to put us on the back burner, but it's not a good practice, especially when we're dealing with mental health issues. So God bless you and be well.